Home and Away spoilers: will Eliza leave Alf to die? This week on Home and Away in Australia. As Alf's heart condition has a dangerous flare-up. He needs Eliza's help, but would she rather watch him die? Alf's life could be put in danger once again this week, as Eliza deliberately withholds his vital medication. Since arriving at Summer Bay House as an emergency foster placement under the care of Rue, 14-year-old Eliza's unsettling behavior has raised plenty of eyebrows. Her fascination with all things medical quickly became apparent after a conversation with Surgeon Levi. But what started as a seemingly innocent curiosity soon took a darker turn. After binge-watching videos of surgical procedures and researching medical instruments, Eliza ended up stealing one of Alf's fishing knives from the bait shop. Eliza's thievery was later discovered when a curious Rue took a look inside Eliza's music box, the only possession she had saved from the fire at her last foster home. As well as the knife, Rue was disturbed to discover other artifacts such as a lighter, a bloodied bandage, a lock of blonde hair, and a photo with faces scratched out. Rue has been doing everything she can within her means to reach Eliza. But as the audience has seen, Eliza has a lot of deep issues, and it's a complicated issue with a complicated young woman. Georgie Parker told TV Week. When confronted, Eliza tried to explain everything away. She claimed she had taken the knife as a memento of a special moment with Alf, a day spent talking about fishing, where he had felt like a grandfather. But Alf wasn't swayed. Skeptical of her story, he decided Eliza needed to be disciplined by putting her to work at the bait shop. In the meantime, Eliza had grown an unhealthy fixation on Harper and Tane's unborn baby. After an eerie encounter at the surf club, where she placed her hand on stranger Harper's baby bump and asked what it felt like to have life growing inside her, Eliza later crossed another line by stealing an ultrasound photo from Tane's bag. With her background as a social worker, Harper later offered to spend an afternoon with Eliza, hoping to connect with the troubled teen. But their outing took a frightening turn when Harper suddenly went into labor while walking along a remote track in Summer Bay Reserve. When Harper asked Eliza to call for an ambulance, Eliza only pretended to dial, becoming disturbingly fixated on Harper's pain instead of helping her. The delay meant that by the time Tane and Levi finally reached them, Harper had no choice but to forego the planned caesarean and deliver the baby naturally, at great risk. A transfixed Eliza stood back and filmed the whole thing, and Rue was horrified when Eliza later showed her the video. She knows there's something very unusual about this young woman, Georgie continued, but I approached the storyline how a foster carer would, in that we don't know how much she has been exposed to or seen. So when people go through traumatic times or are perhaps abused, they do come out with strange coping mechanisms and ideas about things. They are isolated simply by their experience. Rue is giving Eliza the benefit of a lot of doubt because she doesn't know where she's come from. In this week's episodes, as seen in a new promo, Tane is happily showing off baby Archie to Alf at the surf club when Eliza states that she wants to hold him. Tane had already been wary of Harper being around Eliza before the traumatic birth after seeing what the teen was capable of when she threatened fellow youth program participant Scott with a broken bottle, and so the answer is a resounding no. This puts Eliza in a bad mood as she returns to the bait shop with Alf, her fixation only building with her frustration. She again tells Alf that she wants to see Archie. They don't want you anywhere near the baby, Alf forcefully tells her as his own annoyance grows. But soon, Alf starts clutching his chest, showing signs of another possible cardiac episode. It's only been 7 months since Alf was last hospitalized after collapsing with severe chest pain. At that time, his life hung in the balance when Bree, the head of emergency at Northern District's hospital, was caught in the midst of an OCD struggle, as she hesitated to provide Alf with the critical treatment he needed. Levi was forced to step in and save him. Now, it seems like history might be repeating itself, as Alf asks Eliza to fetch his medication from his desk inside the bait shop. As Alf continues to struggle, Eliza heads inside and quickly finds the pills, but instead of rushing back, she pauses, caught in a moment of indecision as she weighs up her options. Wherever she goes, People are in danger, but in saying that, I didn't want to demonize the character. Georgie adds. It's our responsibility in taking on this kind of foster care storyline. But it's clear Eliza has learnt to disengage from trauma but is fascinated by it. After pocketing the medication, Eliza returns to Alf, standing over him with an eerie calmness. "Sorry, Mr. Stewart," she says flatly, offering no sign of emotion. "The pills weren't there. I looked everywhere." Alf encourages Eliza to return inside and keep looking, while he tries to reach for his phone. However, suffering shooting pains across his chest every time he moves, he's unable to get to it. As Alf's breathing weakens, is his dodgy ticker finally going to be the end of him? Or could he actually be cleverly testing Eliza? In either case, it seems as though we could be gearing up towards Eliza's departure, with further spoilers for the week indicating that Rue's heart breaks as Eliza delivers a final blow, begging the question as to whether we'll get to the bottom of Eliza's behavior issues before then. Thanks for watching and stay tuned for more movie spoilers next week. Goodbye and see you again.